Hi again everybody, and welcome to my watercolour painting of Spiderman. It's taken me about 2 weeks to paint this, off and on really. And I recently went to see the new movie, and I thought it was okay, but no one's getting beat Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man because I grew up watching him basically. But I do want to see more of Tom Holland. I do like what he's doing with the character. And I love the fact that Marvel's taking him back. Maybe they can do some great things. And I love the suits, I just love it. It's one of the main reasons that I just had to paint this picture. My idea for this artwork was a comic book style mixed with my own dark style of using watercolour. I did initially think I'm going to do this as a portrait, but then I thought Spider-Man's going to be rubbish as a portrait because he should be hanging off buildings and swinging around buildings. So that's what you're going to see at the end of the video. You'll see Spider-Man clinging on a building over a cityscape. Anyway, I should be talking about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. I'm sorry that my head pops in and out of this video more than the other ones. I will be conscious of it next time. As you've been watching, you've seen me lay down the base red tone, letting it dry, then building it up again, letting it dry and building it up again. It's all the same colour, it's all just a cadmium red. Started off as a wash, then I've just filled in the darker spots with a more pigmented version of the same colour to create the values that you see now. Then eventually adding a Payne's grey and an alizarin crimson mix as my final dark tone to the red of his suit. Once it's all dry, I lift the paint off, which stains the page at a lighter red than what you see, giving you some really nice lighting to the piece and lots of definition. And because I have to satisfy my own Payne's grey fetish, I add it over the top after to create a lot more contrast and definition to the piece, making it really stand out off the page even before I've put the background in. This is what creates my dark style in watercolour and also gives you a comic book style to your painting. And the legs are the same. I just started off with a cerulean blue, letting it dry, then using a phthalo blue because it's much darker to fill in where the shadows would be, leaving the lightest parts of the legs white, so later on if I need to, I can smudge the paint that's there into the light, causing a nice gradient effect. The final stage in painting the legs is mixing a phthalo blue with Payne's grey and painting it in the darkest parts of the legs. Once it's dried, add a Payne's grey. Once that's dried, start lifting paint off where the light source is on your legs. This will stain the page with a nice wash of blue, causing a nice gradient effect on the paper and making your legs really pop off the page. Here I thought there wasn't enough light into the top half of Spidey's body, so I just grabbed my number 4 shaper brush and started lifting paint away, which added some really nice light into the top half of his body. I also used it to shape in his abs, and because the difference in colour was so drastic, you could really see his abs stand out. After all of this, I just grabbed my number 2 watercolour brush and started mixing up some alizarin crimson and Payne's grey washes, adding in them little finer bits of detail that you can't really appreciate unless you've got the artwork in your hand, but can make all the difference. And the same goes for his legs. I mixed up Payne's grey with phthalo blue wash and started adding in the finer details, also lifting off some paint here and there to make the light stand out a bit more, before I eventually start adding the webbing to his suit. For the webbing, I used a 0.1 pigment liner. Not only to save time, it was much better at adding in the final detail that the webbing needed. The problem was, it drew your eye too much. It drew your eye away from the rest of the painting. So I grabbed my black velvet watercolour brush, which is great for detail, mixed up some alizarin crimson, mixed with Payne's grey and a bit of cadmium red, and painted over the lines of the webbing, which stopped it from drawing your eye away from the rest of the painting. Here you can finally see me adding in the first wash for the sky in the cityscape, using a 1-inch flat watercolour brush. And I've done this by completely saturating the page with water first. So when I add my different blues for the sky, they'll blend together nice and softly, giving you a nice transition from dark to light. Because right at the top of the page, you're getting hit with the Payne's grey. Because when painting a sky, the closer you get to space, the darker the sky will get. The lower you get to ground, the lighter the blue will get. The cityscape is completely painted in Payne's grey, with a little mix of phthalo blue. The further away the buildings are from you, the lighter the Payne's grey will be. The closer the buildings, the darker the Payne's grey will have to be. This creates perspective and distance to your cityscape, and will help Spider-Man stand out more on the page. Once the paint is dried, just pick up a shaper brush and start lifting paint off from the side of the buildings to create light. Once that's done, go back in with dark Payne's grey to create contrast and texture. You will also see me paint in office lighting. It's a great feature to add, as it adds the illusion of scale to the side of your buildings. I would usually paint these in yellows and blues, but you're best off doing this sparingly, as it can draw your eyes away from the main aspect of your painting. The method I've used to create the office lighting is a plasterer's tape. Once you paint over the top, wait for it to dry, peel the tape away, you're left with tiny coloured squares, which look like little lights on the side of buildings. My painting of Spider-Man is about to come to an end. Thank you so much for watching. If you subscribe to my channel, thank you very much, I really appreciate it. If you love my artwork, please hit that subscribe button. Also, links to products I've used will be in the description. Thank you for watching.